we're ready to go for Saturday.
I'm avoiding legal snags by telling people they're being recorded.
Okay,
Oh, that's what the
thank you.
message is now.
The
Avoid
what?
legal snags.
Snags. They actually use the word snags.
Yeah.
Snags. Snags.
Snags.
Such a cheap word to use for in legality. Hey, avoid a snag. Your Honor, he was avoiding a snag by outrunning that cop. What? Snag.
The fuck does this even mean?
What does that mean?
What does it even mean, man? Start it, Trent.
Well, what it means is welcome back, everybody, to the Backstage Boys podcast, episode number
49.
49. 49. I knew we weren't at 50 yet. Closing in on that year's worth in over a year. We're getting there. We're getting there. Episode number 49. This is Trent Law with my co-host,
Basil.
and we are here to talk about what's going on this week. It's not going to be a long episode. We planned for it to be a civil time because it's later. But we're going to talk about what we're doing this weekend. Basil, it's a busy week. It's based Bound for Glory week. A lot going on, man.
Is it?
It is. It is, and we're booked. We're booked, man. We're busy and booked, and there's a lot going on. We got we'll go in order. You know, we got tons of shit happening this week, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm taking Friday off even, just or a half day in it, and then
You're not
just
gonna half day it. You're taking the whole day off.
basically, I mean, I told I'm working from home, which means I'll check my email from my phone. And if my boss is listening to this, I'm fucked.
Yeah, well, we need to get Cracker Barrel for breakfast.
That's true. That's very true. So yeah, that's the plan. Cracker Barrel is going to be on the menu, no doubt about it. So yeah, man. So here's the plan. So here's what we get. Let's lay it out, then we'll talk about it. We got Prelude to Glory, Impact Prelude to Glory in Fort Wayne, Indiana on Friday. We got All Glory,
South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana. We have All Glory at Bourbon Street in Marionette Park, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. And then we got Bound for Glory at the Odeum in Villa Park on Sunday. So 3 events. If you haven't seen the lineups, I mean, Prelude is looking dope. Prelude's literally looking pay-per-view quality. They've really booked the hell out of Prelude to Glory, which is nice. And then Bound for Glory is looking good. And then All Glory is in between the two, kind of it's an Impact hosted showcase of the top indies from the Midwest, minus AEW, and unfortunately, but
Yeah.
that sucks. That's been bothering us. Believe me, guys, everybody listening to this, that bothers us. That AEW is not a part of it because we have a lot of guys who could have been featured on this. You know what I mean? Like straight up, there was like no reason why like some of our guys should not have been on this. Like seriously, it's a tragedy that AEW doesn't have a presence on this show. So it's bugging us. It's hurting our feelings, but but it is what it is. I'm so unfortunate, but it'll be you have. We'll talk about it in a second. So we have everybody else but AEW, which is kind of hurting us. But anyway, so Basil, out of the 3 events, what are you looking most forward to?
Everything, but I'm really like legitimately looking forward to the Bound for Glory pay-per-view itself. Like
Yeah.
Prelude to Glory is gonna be fun, but like I really want to see Sammy and Cage, and then Marufuji and Elgin really bad.
Dude, I have been saying it like as much as I'm really looking forward to the title match. I think Michael Elgin is like dead set on stealing the show.
Yeah.
That dude is like he is ready to steal the show. Like he is out to prove himself at this one. Not that he hasn't, but like man, I just feel like this guy puts a lot of importance. He loves the company, loves being a part of it, and he loves this opportunity. Like he was talking so highly of it at the Warrior show about this match, and dude, I'm like, this guy is gonna fucking kill it. He is literally out to steal that.
Dude, the Japanese strong style type match, like that's his bread and butter right there.
That's what they're gonna do, man. You know it. You totally know it. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to watch. But basically, that and then the other featured match, Moose and Ken Shamrock. I don't think it's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
a
that's gonna
clinic.
be that's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be a great like story in the ring because these guys have hyped, and you were dead center. I mean, you were at Las Vegas Fight Shop for the press conference. You saw it, man. I mean,
I recorded it, and you
you
guys might have
record
heard my voice as well.
like, hey guys, what did you say?
I was trying to ask Moose, and Moose was being really rude, and he kept interrupting me. So, but I was able to ask Moose a question, like, "You're not that great, bro. You haven't won any championships, man. What the fuck?" Like
He's
that's
like,
what I
shut
literally
up.
I had to ask him that. I had to ask him like, "But you haven't won any championships, man. Like, how are you gonna be Mr. Impact?"
And he was not having that. Moose
Nah.
is not
Then he punched
accepting.
Ken Shamrock about 30 seconds later.
Yeah, man. He slapped him. He gave him a what do the five fingers say to the face? He slapped the shit out of him. Then Ken Shamrock calling him a motherfucker and everything. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was very, very it was a um very cool press conference. But yeah, dude, those three like featured matches are gonna be incredible. I just think and like Sammy, like dude, this is like Sammy's second home, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
Chicago is Sammy.
I'm sorry, really quick, just to divert.
You know?
I know Cracker Barrel is like probably a must,
Yes.
but do you know where we haven't gone for breakfast in a while?
Wait, let me think. Is there another place? What's the other place?
Kitchen on Roscoe.
Wait, what?
Kitchen on
Oh,
Roscoe.
Kitchen on Roscoe. Ooh,
Dude,
Kitchen. Yeah,
eggs in a basket and chicken sausage, bro.
guys. If you live in Chicago and you haven't been to Kitchen on Roscoe, Kitchen is a very underrated
Oh,
place.
kitchen's amazing.
Yes, it was. There used to be one downtown. I used to work in the building where their downtown location was in, and that's where I fell in love with the kitchen first. But man, kitchen is incredible. Yeah, I think we might have to do that, man.
Dude,
Because
when I was living in the city on the Eid, and the first place I was able to go get breakfast, I went to Kitchen. Because I used to go there almost every Sunday on my own.
dude,
Like if I just
kitchen,
or like
yes,
or not Sunday on Wednesdays when I was off Wednesdays and I'd be in the city and I wanted to get breakfast, I'd go to Kitchen because it was like dead there in the middle of the week. It's
dude,
perfect.
they are pretty awesome though.
Dude, it's gonna
I,
be a Friday. It's not gonna be that busy.
true, and I was actually thinking save Cracker Barrel because my birthday is the following Saturday, the 26th, and I go to Cracker Barrel every birthday. That's my thing.
Mm.
So
We might have to divert for Kitchen.
yeah, it's fine.
It's gonna be an early morning wake up, but
As long as I can get my Cracker Barrel for my birthday, then I'm
that's
good.
fine. We'll get Cracker Barrel for your birthday.
So let's do that. That's the plan. Dude, kitchen, man. I've never had a chicken sausage like Kitchen's got. Holy
Oh,
shit.
dude, the chicken sausage from Kitchen is fire.
We got to tag Kitchen when we promote this episode. Get them free meal, man. Like that's how those Yelpers and shit. They get all these free dinners because they like talk about them. Like we're putting Kitchen over here.
Kitchen's the best.
It's
Dude,
really
they
good.
got the best eggs in the basket ever.
It is really good. Very, very delicious. Man, yeah, we went there a few times. Forgot. Like it's been
Yeah,
a
but
long
we haven't
time.
been. Yeah, it's been a minute since we both went there though.
Yeah, definitely. Good call. Good call
Well,
on
like
that.
6 months ago, but still.
True.
Yeah,
True.
that's what we're doing. I'm gonna pick you up early on Friday.
All right, deal. Cool, man. Well, that's a plan. But yes, we got some shit going on. We're gonna head over to Prelude to Glory, Indiana. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then yeah, I'm Saturday for All Glory, man. That's my big moment. I'm performing with my band HEMI. We're doing now. Josh Matthews has to let me know exactly my call time, my info. I mean, come on, I'm a star here. I'm
You
booked.
text him.
I'm gonna text him tomorrow and be like, it's Wednesday. Just want to get an idea. So here's what we did, right? Initially, he's like, what do you think? Like 3 songs, 12 minutes, 12, 15 tops. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, do two, maybe the 2 songs you guys did for us for the commercials, and then throw one more in. I'm like, perfect. Um, we timed our set today. We added like a fourth just in case, and it was like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna be like, hey man, depending on where time is at, like we're ready to go. we can do more. So I'm gonna ask him like what he wants. Either way, we're good to go. So I'm ready for it. So, but yeah, man, we got HEMI merch. Will all be there. We got new T-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees. That's all ready to go. Hoodies. It's gonna be cold. Get your hoodies.
Dude, the hoodies are nice. I got a hoodie last month,
That's
and the
right.
hoodie is on point, and the zipper is very nice.
Yeah,
I like
strong
the zipper.
zipper.
It's a nice touch.
Quality stuff from the HEMI family. We got to do a new hoodie this year too. But um,
Oh, speaking of Hemi, I
mm,
actually so I was at Gali this week, and somebody came up to me and goes, "Hey, that Hemi band, they're performing it because there was all the Bound for Glory flyers because Gali is one of the
mm,
promotions."
yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, Hemi, they're performing at the one of the Bound for Glory shows." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's my best friend." And he goes, "No way, blah blah blah."
Are you serious? That's
Swear to
awesome.
God, yeah, yeah.
My Tim, my guitarist, got recognized at the Amon Amarth show at the Riviera. It was Amon Amarth and God, who did they play with? I forgot. But somebody came up to him and was like, "Hey man, aren't you and Hemi playing that show, that a wrestling show coming up?" And he was like, "What the fuck?" Like he wasn't expecting it. So that was
Nice.
pretty cool. Yeah. So it's word's gotten out. I mean, Impact's been very generous about tagging us, retweeting us. It's been very, very cool. I really appreciate their support on since partnering up with them. So hoping to do more, man. We are looking to continue our relationship with Impact Wrestling into the Access era. Very psyched about it. I'm psyched that it was a trip. I got to just talk about it for a second. It was a trip to hear our songs on their commercials after being a fan for so long. So that and just kind of coming full circle, performing under their billing. It's like cool, man. Finally checked that huge moment for me off the list. So that's exciting. That's
That's
exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to do that because I know how much this means to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So Def, you'll be there getting pictures. Do you know? Are they setting it up like we set it up at AAW? That's what I'm
I
wondering.
would assume so, and I think you would just be on the stage.
That's what I'm thinking. They don't have like the big banners like we do, so there'll be more space. I doubt they're doing stage seating.
No,
Like
I don't think they're gonna do stage seating, but I think you're just gonna set up. Like how like when WWE would have like a live set and then you would just see all the drum shit there and all that.
yeah,
I think that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna see it. Your logo might just be on the entire show.
that's badass. Yeah, it's on the bass drum. So my plans told the boys today. I'm like, we're gonna get there early. Like I know the building opens at noon for the ring. Figure we'll get there early. Get set up, sound check, get everything like worked out, and
Yeah, I'm
then
planning on being there at like 2 o'clock probably.
that's what I was thinking, like 2, 3 o'clock. So get there, set it all up, be ready to go. I mean, it's a one-stop shop. If anybody's ever been to Bourbon Street, you know that you can
Food,
literally
everything is there.
food, you can sleep there, you can take a shower if you want. There's like you can do your grocery shopping. There's a next
There's a
door. There's a
Jewel. Yeah, there's a Jewel next door. You can get all your energy
Starbucks.
drinks.
Yep, there's a Starbucks. I mean, you name it, you're in a very comfortable part of town. So you're good at Bourbon Street. So yeah, once you're there,
I'm definitely getting a burger that day. Their burgers are good.
their burgers are good. Bourbon Street food's good, man. I'm psyched, and
It
their
is.
prices are right. But if you drink, like their prices are right.
That's
And then we're
suburban. That's suburban price.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and then Josh was like, you guys can set up your merch. So we sell a couple of things. Maybe people like what they hear. Sell a few things, and then have a nice little payday. See what happens.
I think they're gonna open up the room too. That like they're gonna have.
Oh,
I think they're gonna have the room open up for merch and signings, and then have. You know how like when we open it up.
yeah.
So I think that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna have that room for all the autographs and stuff. Have all the wrestling in the main room, and then you guys will be on the stage.
Gotcha. I'm just wondering. So then, yeah. I mean, I think we're playing towards the end of the night anyway, so we'll just break down and be out of the way. So yeah, like I said, I got to get a run sheet. What's the plan from them? So we'll figure it all out. See what's going on. We'll kind of once I get it confirmed, I'll let everybody know what time we're going on, so that everybody's aware of what's happening. But it's gonna be exciting, man. And then the next day, like they've invited us all for Bound for Glory, so we'll be there. GA, sitting in GA. They opened more tickets up today. Did you see that?
I already
Yep.
sold them.
They're done. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hot show, man. This turned into a pretty hot show. I think the last couple weeks of TV, I really truly feel the Sammy and Cage story and the Moose and Shamrock has really propelled this match or this show. You were there live. I mean, you were there in Vegas. You saw like kind of the rise of all that stuff and how that all came together. I mean, I
It was fun to shoot everything. It was fun to shoot the wedding. I mean, I got to shoot my first wrestling wedding.
yes, that was cool.
Um, and that was dope to get like off the bucket list. Um, and then all the fallout with Cage getting arrested, and then Melissa Santos getting pile driven last week.
Yeah, she got pile driven. Goddamn shit, man. She took a bottle to the face, then she got pile driven by Sammy. This is pretty evil, man. Cage freaking out, losing his shit.
I wonder if she's gonna be ringside for his match.
I imagine. I imagine. And then I imagine OV will be ringside for Sammy, unless everybody gets sent away. Depends who's reffing it. Who's gonna referee that one? Probably Tully.
Totally, probably.
Tully, yeah, because he's senior at this point, right? Because Bravo's managing.
Yeah, yeah, he's the senior official.
Tully, hey, he's excited. He's been tweeting a lot too. He's very excited about it. Does
It's
he
gonna
do
be
that
a
full
good
time?
show.
Is
Huh?
that does Tully do this full time?
No, that's he has a shoot job.
Yeah, I imagine a referee. It can't be full. Where's he out of?
St. Louis.
I was gonna say I bet it's the Midwest because he's in the Midwest so often.
Yeah, he's out of St. Louis.
I feel like if you're in the wrestling industry, being in the Midwest is
It's so
clutch.
clutch. It's literally it's so clutch. We said the same word, but like it's the truth because you can get to everywhere.
I mean, you're more appealing to that promoter if you're flying out of Chicago, St. Louis, Ohio, Indiana. I mean, like anywhere Midwest, you're way more appealing to a
Yeah.
promoter. Florida too, because Florida's got a ton of flights, and New York for that matter, ton of flights, cheap.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, I didn't know he's from St. Louis. Okay, because he's up here all the time. Like he'll
Yeah.
just drive up, I imagine. Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be fun though, man. Very, very psyched about all the events. What are you looking most forward to? Let's hear from you. I mean, like I said, you were on site for the TV leading up to all this stuff.
I already said I'm looking forward to Cage and Sammy and Elgin and
Oh, yeah,
Marufuji.
that's right. That's right. You know what? On
What are
TNI,
you most excited for?
the main event. I just want to. My money's on Sammy. I just want to see Sammy raise that title. He has worked so goddamn hard, and like I said, he's basically like a face to Chicago. You know what I mean? Like he's a Ohio
I'm
like a
torn on
motherfucker,
this.
huh?
I'm torn. Personally, I'm torn.
Yeah, because it's your boy, man, Cage
They're
and you.
both my boys. Like
Yeah,
Sammy's the one who got me into Impact.
that's true,
Cage has
man.
been my friend for years, even before I was even a photographer. I mean,
That's
both
true.
were. I mean, I remember when Sammy he was like, "Yeah, I'll get you free tickets to Revolver" when it was at Mania and all that
Oh
stuff. And
yeah, I remember that. He was like, "Yeah, you guys want to help out and come over? I'll get you in or whatever the fuck." But dude, yeah, it's tearing. But I gotta go, Sammy, dude. It's so important to Chicago.
yeah,
He's done so much here. It's like, man, dude, I gotta see him take that belt.
what were you
Just get,
talking about with DNI?
so yeah, I told him on Stop Impact, my Impact podcast last night. We were debating on the one because we did it live, so we had listeners in there live chiming in. The biggest debated match was the tag team three way. Like, what direction does that go in? Because the North are clearly the future. But
I think the North retain.
okay, yeah. So that's a big fair. My theory though, I had this weird feeling that they're gonna give it to RVD and Rhino for like that ECW nostalgia pop because ECW used to run the Odeum and they were huge in Chicago. And then the North take it in Windsor, take them back in Windsor on the Access debut in Canada.
Mm, I don't know because I like that like how the North talk about like we're only one time champions like
Oh, like so we don't lose them because we they were
yeah,
only one time because we never
and
fucking
they've been
lose,
defending those titles a lot.
dude. A lot. I just would love to see them win it back on the Access debut in Canada.
But
You
they're
know, and
heels and they're still heels in Canada.
I know, but I would just play up to it. I
Yeah.
got this weird feeling they're gonna change him. You know what I mean? I just got a weird feeling about it. Um, and I think it'll get that pop because it's RVD and Rhino, just ECW pop, the building, kind of an old school throwback to that. Not that it's the wisest move, but I will be okay with it if the North take them back in Canada. So that's where I was like so torn though, man. Everybody was like,
I hate small title reigns like that though. I hate them so much.
well, they're just house poppers. That's all it is.
I don't think it would pop the crowd that much.
Do you think that ECW nostalgic crowd is like very minimal now? Like basically, it's like me and like two guys I know.
It's you know what? Like the whole ECW nostalgia, like it's just it's the same old, in my opinion. Like these guys are more than just ECW at this point, especially like RVD.
Yeah, but why? You know what's funny? Why do you think they get so identified with ECW?
Because it was like the most iconic era.
Isn't that incredible though? Like they are forever identified with ECW only.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done stuff in other companies,
I
you know,
identify Kurt Angle with ECW too.
with ECW. Like you know, I see how that is though, because like for me, no matter how much like we were just talking about AJ Styles prior to this, and like no matter how much he does in WWE, like he is a TNA guy. Like at heart, like he's always going to be that TNA guy to me.
He literally did everything you can do in that company.
That's what I'm saying. Like to me, it's like man, he's always going to be the TNA guy. You know, he's always has that. So I could see that. I guess that's where that comes in. You know, where you just kind of get identified with the company. So I could see it.
But
We'll see
like
though, man.
with AJ, when you see AJ now, you don't think of TNA. You know what I mean? Like he reinvents himself so well with whatever company he's with. Like when he was in Bullet Club, like he was 100% bad guy, Bullet Club, um took over the club when Balor went to WWE.
Mm,
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's very well adaptive, and I feel like the ECW guys, they're just ECW guys in a different company. I don't feel like they adapt. They because it's honestly they're all the same gimmicks.
yeah, they don't
RVD
change
is
the
still
gimmick.
RVD, Rhino is still Rhino
Hmm.
because it was back. I mean, ECW was more of just the guys themselves turned up. It's
Yeah,
like The Rock, you know what I mean?
true. That's
Like The
very true.
Rock, like Triple H, Stone Cold. It was themselves turned up to a different level, but it was still them. So
Yeah,
it's
very
them
true.
themselves are so iconic.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but for some reason, like age, yeah, with AJ though, like, even though he does reinvent, I just, you know, we all know him from we first were introduced him essentially in TNA.
No,
That's
no,
where,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like you don't think about TNA, but when you see AJ right now, you don't think of any other company besides what he's doing at that point.
right, right, true. Very, yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Makes a good point. Makes a very good point. So yeah, like I said,
Like Cage right now. I don't think of Lucha Underground Cage because
yeah,
it's such a different Cage.
right. That's true. That's a good point. That's a
Like
very good point.
Jay Christ right now, for another good example. I don't think of him as in a tag team right now. He's done such a good job with this golden draw thing
Oh, for sure.
that he's reinvented himself in such a unique way where it doesn't stray so far away from what he used to be,
Hmm.
but it's still unique to him.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, dude, how good was he on these Vegas tapings though? I feel like he
Oh,
was
dude,
really shining.
wait until you see his match with Chris Bay this week.
Really good
Oh, dude,
stuff.
fantastic. Like Chris Bay needs to be signed. Like the man was in three different companies within a month.
I mean, he's signed. I mean, this has to happen, right?
He's not signed anywhere.
Fucking shit, man.
That
What
man
is
needs
going
to be
on?
signed.
That dude definitely needs to be signed. I wonder what the holdup is though. Is he out of Cali? That could be part of it.
Is he Kelly? I thought he was Vegas. He's Vegas.
Vegas, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, he's only been wrestling 3 years.
Oh, that's it? Oh,
Hmm.
so he's like
That's
young.
natural talent.
So he's like super young.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Chris Bay. No, he's very talented though. He's very, very talented. It's one of those things where I'm like, man, who you better sign this guy before somebody else does. But he
Yeah.
wants to be an impact. Like he's been tweeting a lot about that. Like he's like, yo, I'm ready to do this. So we'll see. We'll see who gets him though, man. See who gets him. We'll see. How was the so that match you're saying with Jake Christ? Not to spoil, but like definitely good.
It was good. I
Yeah.
liked it. Yeah. I like Jake.
He I think he has really shined as the golden draw. He has completely taken this singles push and just ran with it. He's great. It's nice that Sammy has someone to play off of.
Yeah.
Is now Dave is Dave hurt? What's going on with Dave? Because he hasn't had been in a match. I feel like he's taken bumps. He takes beatings, but like dude hasn't like had any kind of solid anything for a bit. Like, is he hurt?
Dave, is still dealing with like nagging back injuries and stuff like that.
Because yeah, the back's always been something for him. I know that.
Yeah.
And then he fell. Remember like last winter, I remember he slipped on some ice too.
Oh,
He
I
put
didn't know
that.
about that.
Yeah, he like slipped on ice last winter on his stairs and like re-aggravated something. And I don't know if that's still lingering or what, because he was really messed up from that. Like these of that really like took him out. So I don't know if that was part of it or what's going on. I mean, obviously he's taking bumps. Like he took some bumps in that last week's show and everything. So he's not like unable to, but I'm just wondering, is it just like Jake's just tied up as a solo and you know, Sammy's doing his thing and you got Fulton kind of being like the backup for him. I don't know. Like I was surprised that they didn't put Dave in the match with Fulton last week and protect Jake a little bit. And like Jake got pinned. I was like, that's kind of weird. Like why not just have Dave in that? It was a little strange.
Yeah.
Yo, side note, speaking of last week's tapings, you were there. Uh Stefan Bonner. Did you interact with him? Did you take promos? Like, dude.
I didn't take promos of him because I didn't. Okay, so my interactions with Stefan were all on the second day of the tapings because um whatchamacallit. So I went to Las Vegas Fight Shop and Bonner was there.
Hmm.
And then I get back to the taping super late
Hmm.
because Vegas the press conference and the wedding went late, and so I wasn't part of the production meeting, so I didn't know Stefan was wrestling.
Oh no shit.
And then he comes out, I was like, oh shit.
Dude, I love Stefan Bonner.
Yeah.
Uh, so my
He's
boss grew up with Stefan Bonner.
yeah, you were telling me about that. He's actually Stefan was really chill. Like I was talking to him at Las Vegas Fight Shop because I'm an MMA fan.
Hmm.
So I was actually talking to him about a lot of like old school shit when he was fighting, and then um he was part of the show called The Ultimate Fighter, which is like the
Yeah. Oh, I
big
remember.
reason. Yeah, that's like the big reason why MMA took off in the mainstream.
So I never watched much, but I watched that episode and I remember stumbling on it and him and Forrest Griffin had some banger of a fucking match and they both ended up getting a contract.
Yeah, so that was the fight that propelled them. Like apparently, like the ratings kept going up higher and higher into the fight
I
because
mean, it was a
people kept telling
great
other people,
match.
and they actually did like a 10-year reunion last year, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, dude, I watched it and it was fantastic. It was great to see everybody talking about like all the. He's like, oh, I didn't even watch it yet. I'm like, yeah, it's on YouTube, and he's like, oh, that's awesome, and he was just really appreciative of like, because there's like always casuals and stuff like that who don't really know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the ones that just want to be involved.
Yeah, and I think he like appreciate like actually like me knowing what I
Yeah,
was talking about.
dude,
But
he's
same with Shamrock. Like I was shooting the shit with Shamrock for like 20 minutes about MMA stuff because I mean I grew up on Shamrock in the 90s.
dude. Yeah, I used to watch early. I remember the first memory I have UFC was 1996 or five. It was UFC 6. It was called Ultimate Ultimate. I'll never forget this. And me
Oh
and my
yeah.
buddy watched that from Detroit because Detroit was the only one that legalized at the time. It was the Ultimate Ultimate. Dan, I was like, oh, Dan Severn was my guy after that. But dude, yeah, that old school shit was cool. I love Shamrock, but man, so Bonner. So my boss has these stories about Stephan Bonner, man. And he's like, dude, you think Stephan Bonner's nuts? He goes, dude, his fucking brother, I forgot his brother's name though. He goes, his brother is 10 times more insane than he is. He's like, they used to fucking terrorize Northwest Indiana. Like he's like, they used to beat up everybody, make teachers fucking retire. Like they were in. He's like, dude, he's legit nuts. That guy is intense. But hey, I guess he's wrestling for Black Label in November.
He is. He'll be at Slammerton.
Yeah. So my boss, who lives in Indiana, like it's his boy. Like he's like, dude, I haven't seen him in years, and we're all on Facebook, and he invited all of us, and so he's like, there's like 25 of us coming out.
Oh,
And
you're
I was
gonna be
like,
at BLP?
well, my boss and his friends. I was like, he's like, come with us. I was like, fuck it, I'll come. Whatever. I'll go. I do love Bonner. I love Stephan Bonner. He actually contacted AEW to come work for us. Um, was very eager to come in, and he was like, hey, very fair rates. Like, he's like, I just want experience. He was like, I just want to get out there, and you guys are great. But I gave Danny the info. He didn't do anything with it, so I don't know. Maybe he didn't see where he could. He's like, where do I fit him? I'm like, fucking anywhere. Who cares? Put him against anybody. Put him against Jake. Like it'd be fun. Like he's not like I cannot see Bonner has an ego about losing and having to go over and shit. He knows where his place is in this business.
Yeah.
Like he knows that he came into this. I absolutely cannot see this guy having an ego.
No,
But
Bonner's really chill.
yeah, he seems cool as fuck. So I'm definitely psyched about seeing him. Yeah, I'll definitely roll it. 16th November.
It is. Let me double check the Google Calendar machine. Yep, 16th Saturday, 4:30 p.m.
Oh, afternoon. Yeah, probably roll.
Oh,
I
it's
guess
the
I'll roll
best
out.
because the show ends up ending at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest, and it's
Nice.
fantastic. Sometimes even a little bit earlier.
We'll get Rob out for this one. He was right
Well,
there.
yeah, let's hope.
Let's hope. Hey, Rob.
We miss
Hello,
you.
Rob. You miss us? I don't think he
I don't even
does.
know if he even listens to this
I
anymore.
don't think he does anymore. I think he unsubscribed. He's like, fuck him.
Damn, we're down to four.
I was impressed. Our YouTube numbers went up last month, and I know
Awesome.
I pushed the YouTube like as far as getting the episode early, but I was like, man, I'm surprised. I really thought um, our YouTube was kind of like just supplemental, but the tournament always does good numbers for us. We
Yep.
always kill it on tournament numbers, like shows. So preview plus the breakdown, like we always just kill it. And I think Nate equals ratings also.
Nate
So
Nate is the best. We're gonna get Nate on the podcast next week.
yeah, Nate's got to come
We
back.
needed to do a few weeks of going back to the basics.
Yeah, so we'll get Nate on next week for sure. But yeah, man. I mean, that's the weekend. We're gonna definitely we're gonna definitely uh, break the weekend down afterwards. I mean, it's gonna be a very busy week for me potting. 'Cause I got to do Total Nonstop Impact. I got to do the weekend, and then a Bound for Glory. Like I do like the Go Home show, and then the Bound for Glory weekend. My experience, the HEMI stuff. I mean, it's gonna be, and then you and I doing BSB with Nate will be on that one. Like we got a lot to talk about after this weekend. I like it
Yeah,
though. It's fun. It's gonna be a very fun time.
you're gonna get your first real backstage experience.
Yeah. Well, at Impact, yeah, because I no, I gotta say, Bound for Glory 18 last year. I was backstage, I was hanging out in the locker room.
Oh yeah.
So because I went up in New York, I was up there and hanging out with those guys and chilling with them. So I did talk. I'm trying to get a hold of Rich Swan. I'm trying to see if Rich is going to headbang with us on stage, if he's going to be on stage with us.
Mm.
Because I was talking to Miss Sue Young earlier today about some stuff, and then I was like, "Tell your husband."
How were you able to talk to her?
I use a telepathic machine that I have.
Do you use the EG web translate?
Yeah, yeah. It's a one-sided conversation. Like she doesn't answer back.
The
I just
old
make
El
statements.
Generico web translate.
Yeah, I just make statements and like I just put them out there in the world.
Nice.
So, so we'll see. Um, I need Impact to release what exactly is the breakdown. I'm sure the fans want it too. Like, what's gonna happen at this show at All Glory? Like, what are we doing?
I've worked for the company for what, almost
Like a
11
year?
months now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, exact. For some reason, I feel like
I'm not really.
Prelude they put out. Their Preludes like the matches for All Glory are out, but like there's supposed to be a fan fest portion of this. What's the deal? Are they just signing during matches, or what's going on?
Uh,
And we're gonna find out. I'm contacting your boy, your big brother Josh Matthews tomorrow.
he's not my big
He
brother.
loves you. He
No, he doesn't.
absolutely loves you. I hit him up about something last week. This is that day that I hit him up and I was like,
Oh, please tell me this. Say this on the pod, please.
this is after Kylie got announced, and
Oh,
like
okay.
you were frustrated about a certain something about that,
Mm-hmm.
and I contacted Josh about something else. I was like, hey man, do you mind if my video guy's there? He's gonna get our stuff for our demo reels and shit. He's like, no, absolutely, no problem. I was like, cool man, appreciate it. I'm like, now I'm gonna resume talking your little brother Basil off the ledge. So I'll let you know how that goes or some shit. And he's like, oh, that Basil. And then he puts in the emoji like you hate the leaf. Oh, that Basil.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He loves you, dude. He wants a brown little brother. Look, he hasn't fired you by now. That says something.
He threatens to fire me. I love it.
Constantly.
Like, even today.
Today, he's like, you're fired.
Oh boy.
All right,
Good
well,
old.
let's.
I give Josh it right back as well.
He's cool. He's cooler than a lot of people imagine. You know,
This
like
whole Kylie situation. Kylie
interesting.
Kylie on Kylie on All Glory.
Oh, yeah, how did that happen?
I
Magic?
wish I can know. I wish I would know.
Yeah, magic. Magic
It's it's
bookings.
it's all I'm gonna say is a little bit of Basil magic, guys.
A little bit of sprinkled basil magic on that. You know, you
Uh,
top off a nice dish and you sprinkle it with basil.
I legit had a customer yesterday that said, "Hey, your name is spelled like the spice," and I was like,
Get the fuck
and I
out of
and I
here.
literally went yesterday. I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah," and they were like going. I was like, "Wow."
You're like, is
I
that
just
an
kept going with it.
American
I was,
spice?
I don't know.
You're like, hey guys, so I'm like new to this era of living. Is that like a new type of spice? Like act like you know what the fuck it is. What is that spice? I've never heard of that. How does it taste? Can you bring me some? What the fuck? How's somebody gonna say that shit to you? Like,
Oh,
you don't spell like fucking spice.
people are stupid.
Fuck. Whatever. Man.
Whatever, man. But all right, let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up. All right, get your plugs. Where can people find you, Basil?
You can find me
Basil.
on Twitter and Instagram at BZ. That's B, two E's, four Z's, and a Y. All my pictures are at basilmahmood.com. That's BASILMAHMUD.com. And you can find me ringside all weekend at Prelude to Glory. That's South Bend, Indiana. That's at the Polaris Royale in South Bend. And then Marionette Park for All Glory, which is a Midwest indie showcase. That's at 115 Bourbon Street, Marionette Park, Illinois, South Suburbs. And Bound for Glory is sold out, and that's at the Odeum in Villa Park, Illinois. And I refuse to say it's Chicago.
It's not Chicago. It's Villa
I've been,
Park.
I've been, I'm very good when I put my dates. I put the exact city it's in.
Absolutely. That's how it should be. It is Villa Park. It's Villa Park. I mean, it's outside of Chicago, but
10
goddamn.
minutes from my house, 4 miles.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
Sean, Hemi Sean, it's 4 minutes from his house. He lives right down the street, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is great. I'm just gonna go stroll over and stroll back home." Like, perfect. You're good. So, yeah, for you guys,
Sleep
it's
in my
very
own
convenient.
bed all weekend. Shit.
Shit. Yeah, I'm excited about. I'm a bunch of my listeners from Total Nonstop Impact are going to be in town, trying to arrange some kind of meet. See what's going on. Maybe get lunch with everybody. Is there a Lou Malnati's or Giordano's or a Gino's or something near there?
I believe there's a Giordano's near.
Yeah, I want to try to get everybody at a Giordano's. So everybody's talking Chicago pizza. If it was up to me, we'd be at fucking Pequod's.
Pequod's all day.
There's no Pequod's there. That's the problem.
Sadly, no Pequod's.
So I'm gonna have to take these guys to a Giordano's at least. But it's all right. We'll work it out. But cool. All right. You guys can find me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter. Also at HEMI Music, HEMI MUSIC on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just go ahead and search for that at HEMImusic.com. Albums, merchandise, the songs we did for Impact, the commercials are up there as well.
What are the name of the specific songs that you did for Rebellion and Bound for Glory?
So for Rebellion, the song we did was called Decay, title inspired clearly by an Impact faction, but not about them. But I did, okay, here's a small factoid I've never told anybody. In the song, I've worked in, because even though the song has nothing to do with Decay, the group or anything, because the whole album, the Avalon album, it follows a central story. But in the song, I've worked in the word crazy for Crazy Steve, the word abyss for abyss, and then for Rosemary, I had the word roses Mary, because it's like,
nice.
And then it feeds another lines. I've subtly worked in all of their names, which is something that's kind of just for me. I did send it to Rosemary though, and she liked it.
There you go. Rosemary's a sweetheart.
She's awesome. And then for Bound for Glory, we did Avalon Averted, the Fixer remix, which is interesting because the song was just called Avalon Averted. It was an instrumental on our Avalon album. But then we have a buddy who's a filmmaker. He has a film called The Fixer. There was a piece of the film that was held up for nearly 7-8 years because this one piece of music, he could not secure the perfect piece. It's a little obsessive. Don't get me wrong. I was like, bro, at that point, just like sacrifice. Like you're holding up a movie. But tried like hell to get a perfect piece until Tim, my guitar player from HEMI, came along and was like, all right, what if we take Avalon Averted, remix it for the song, and like add a bunch of shit. Did that. He was able to put out the movie. It went out. So it was Avalon Averted, the Fixer remix. So when Bound for Glory's ad was starting and things like that, I talked to Kevin Sullivan, now with AEW, the former VP of Production and Impact. And I was like, Chicago band for Chicago pay-per-view. He's like, send it. What do you got? So I sent him a few things, and he picked it. And he's like, cool, let's go in the commercial. So he picked that one. Yeah, so Avalon Averted, the Fixer remix. So two in 1 year. So that's pretty good. Not too bad. Hopefully we'll do more. We'll see. I got Kevin's gone, but there's more. The new production team there, so we'll be talking.
Good shit.
I'm supposed to have a drink with one of them this weekend, so we'll be talking about more music.
Good stuff.
Yep, and then you guys don't forget you can find this show at the BSB Show on Facebook and Twitter, and the Instagram's got to be ready. Bound for Glory weekend. Basil, are we ready with the Instagram yet or what?
Next week.
It's a busy weekend. A lot going on this week. Next week it is for the Instagram. Guys, don't forget you can also find the show wherever podcasts are found. Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Player.fm, and YouTube. Don't forget, look up the Backstage Boys podcast on YouTube. subscribe to it. Remember, you get the show a little bit early if you get it on YouTube. So subscribe there, check it out. We have some people, Basil, who just listen on YouTube. So that's where they go for it. So for those people, definitely keep coming, guys. The YouTube numbers have been nice, so I appreciate you. Check it out there. Rate, review, subscribe. Let us know what you like. I saw you guys did love the Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament episodes. Those did great all over the place, so I'm very happy with that. Hopefully you guys like the rest of the year. So on the road to 52 episodes, Basil. We're almost there.
We're so close.
So close. All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We will be back after Bountiful Glory weekend. We'll break down all the insanity. We'll let you guys know how it went, and then we'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Bye.